What's going on, coaches? Thomas here from MyCoach Ai, and in this video today I want to show you how you can prevent clients from ever missing check-ins again, or at least, well, for the most part is what we hope, right? No client is perfect, but the least that we can do is set up a proper system around our check-ins to make sure that there's proper reminders in place, maybe even reminders when they do miss their check-in, enough places where it's going to be shown to them that they have a check-in coming up, and essentially just really minimizing the chance that a client will skip a check-in due to not knowing about it or just not getting the right notifications and reminders about it. So that's what I'm going to show you today inside of the MyCoach AI system, because there's a lot of really cool things set up around check-ins to make sure clients actually complete them. The last thing we want to do is be chasing clients around to complete check-ins, right? It's a waste of our time. So to give an example, let's quickly go to the active client list right here. And we'll start by just going to a client's check-in page, because it all starts from when you, as the coach, actually schedule the check-in, that some of these things are put in place, right? So the first thing that we are going to do is schedule a check-in. So I can show you, we'll schedule this one for next Monday. So 1 week out from now at 9 a.m. Of course, this is the place where we can do any adjustment for the client and adjust their schedule, their nutrition, whatever we need to do, and even their check-in form. For the purpose of this video, we don't need to do any of that. So we're just going to go straight to the summary. I'll just type something in there real quick, and we're going to send and schedule. Now, this is where already the full system for reminders and notification for clients immediately starts. The first thing that is going to happen as soon as you schedule the check-in is that a message is going to go out to the client with your check-in response. Okay, so that's responding to the latest check-in, any comments that you left on there, any, things that you adjusted for them, they're going to see a summary of, but they're going to receive a push notification with, hey, your coach has responded to your check-in, so they can see these changes, but also that is their heads up that their next check-in is already scheduled. So when we go to the client side, I'm just going to pop into what we call the preview interface to show on the client side what this looks like. But there's a few things happening already. Like I said, they received that message saying that there was a check-in responded to. And then as well, what they can do is on their actual home screen is see at the very top of their page how many days there is left until the next check-in comes up. And they're seeing this countdown every single day. Every single time they log into the system, they're going to see 8 days out, 7 days out, 6 days out, and so forth until the next day of the check-in comes. So this is constantly going to remind them that the check-in is coming up. Right now, on the upcoming schedule, they can also see this, right? So this client here can actually not see too far out, only a few days. But if we quickly adjust that, so let's go to this client's profile here, and we're going to say that this client instead can see 2 weeks out. Now going back to the to the client side, we can see that next check-in 8 days from now on the schedule, ready to be completed. Now, once that day rolls around, right? Again, we're constantly reminding them the days leading up to the check-in, how many days out it still is, so they know it's coming up. On the very day itself as well, and the time that you scheduled the check-in for, they're not only going to see it on their schedule, they're not only going to see it on their home screen to be completed for the day, they're also going to receive another push notification. And it says something like time to check in. We'll see if we have a quick example here, just like this one. It says time to check in. It appears as a push notification for the client, and they can actually just click on it right here in the chat to go and complete the check-in. So it's yet another reminder on the day it actually comes up, right? Now, if they still didn't complete it at this point, here's where potentially some of your actions will come in, right? This is the moment where you, as the coach, can see it in multiple places that their check-in was not completed yet. It's first of all going to show up under your recent client notifications to say that this certain client did not complete their check-in for, right? So if you want, you can leverage that immediately to go message the client or see what is going on there. Now, there is another tool in place as well that will do this automatically for you and follow up with the client. It's a really powerful feature a lot of the coaches in our system use. We find it in our settings here. Specifically, I'm going to go to the default client settings, and we find certain default auto messages. So these are auto messages that trigger as a result of something happening or not happening with a client. And one of those things is missing check-ins. So we can see right here that we have a client trigger set up for a client missing a check-in, and I've set up an automation that at 8 a.m. the next day after the client misses the check-in, a certain message is going to send out. So you can set that up here and make sure that when a client actually misses their check-in and then moves on to the next day without completing that, the system automatically checks in with them and sends your custom message of like, hey, I know that you didn't do your check-in yet. Let's make sure we get that done as soon as possible. And the cool thing is you may, a day later come into the system, see the client completed their check-in, and you maybe even didn't notice in the first place that it wasn't completed on time, right? And you didn't have to do the follow-up. The system did that for you. But even if that message doesn't work, you still have here on the dashboard the client notifications that are going to tell you when a client did or did not complete their check-ins. And if you manage a lot of clients, you can also kind of do this in bulk. And what I mean by that is here on the active client list, not a lot of coaches know that you can sort these in multiple ways. The standard one is sorting them by messages, newest to oldest, but you can also filter your active client list by check-ins, nearest to furthest. And when we do that, it's going to show us below the client that a check-in is scheduled, that it's not complete yet, that it is complete, and waiting on your response as a coach. So it makes it super easy if you run a lot of check-ins with a lot of clients to manage all of them, right? By running through them in this way, looking at your active client list. So a lot of different tools and pieces are already in place, some of which you don't have to do anything for. The notification that comes through to the client's phone when it's time to check in, the notification when you go respond to their check-in, the countdown timer that says the amount of days that are left until their next check-in comes around. All of this is fully automated. And you do things like setting up a quick automation for auto follow-ups when your clients do miss check-ins, and you just leverage your active client list as well as your notification center on your dashboard. These are great ways to make sure that hopefully clients do already complete their check-in. Those reminders, the countdown, they are all psychological triggers to help them make sure they actually complete it. Even if they don't, we have certain things in place that will remind them to do so. And then, of course, as a last resort, it's up to you as a coach to see that they did not complete it, and you can follow up with them. So a lot of pieces in place to make sure your clients do not miss check-ins. We found this system to be really, really useful with clients, a lot more useful than just having a little task set out somewhere and giving people an excuse to, skip over it. This really does make sure that we get as much compliance as possible from our clients in our check-ins. And that's how you do it in the MyCoach Ai system. If you want to know more about the MyCoach Ai system and how we help out with things like this, you can go to our website. There's a link in the description to watch a full demo of our system. And I'll see you in the next one.